Hello, welcome to this quick update for Asia. We won't get too deep, but we just need to communicate a few important things that are happening now. So right now is June 18th, it's already June 19th in parts of East Asia. So, and we have this low pressure system on northeastern India with some very heavy torrential rain in a few spots in northeastern India caused by this storm. So this is happening right now. If you are in those areas, please be careful. There are some very strong downpours. Some spots of East India, especially near the Bay of Bengal, in a few spots. We have some stronger storms across China. We have this gigantic storm cluster in China now, in a few spots central to eastern China. So these rains in China are very, very heavy too. Please be careful with flooding in those areas if you are in spots of India and China. Still in Western India, the Arabian Sea, some heavy rain. So Wednesday to Thursday shows more storms in China, as far north as Russia, if you can believe it. So China, North Korea throughout Friday, those rains just keep spinning most of northern India into Nepal and Bhutan. So a very concerning situation in terms of flooding across northern India into Southeast Asia. And those storms in China might even cause more flooding in those spots there. So please be careful. Friday, still storms throughout India, Myanmar, Bangladesh until Saturday. Very intense storms in central China, still by Saturday into Sunday. Possibly like, yeah, I don't think in Beijing, but yeah, Beijing's further north, but these areas in eastern China, some very intense storms. Please stay safe. Sunday, still storms across Southeast Asia, very heavy throughout India, all the way down to Thailand. So please stay safe. These storms, they just continue there. So especially be careful with flooding because, as you can see, this map is very colorful, indicating a very dangerous situation. So, starting in China here shows some spots in eastern China close to 400 millimeters just next 5 days until next Monday, the 23rd. So, still until June 23rd shows all the way to 470 millimeters in eastern China. So, this could cause some major flooding in a few urban areas and also cause the rivers to rise a lot, causing some river flooding down the road. So please stay safe with that. Central China into southeastern China. Be careful of this rain and flooding. Northern Vietnam, spots of Laos into Thailand, some heavier downpours as well. Shows more spots in Thailand into northern central Laos. Northern Myanmar into Bangladesh and India. Shows like even to 400 millimeters a few spots northern Myanmar next 5 days. So please be careful in those areas. Be careful with intense lightning in these thunderstorms. Stay inside and far away from electrical appliances and like tall objects. If you're in the street, try to stay inside and stay away from these tall objects. And be careful with lightning, with winds, strong winds, like even hail, a few storms, especially in the tropics. It's mainly lightning and strong winds. So please be careful with flooding and everything. Northeasternmost India, all the way to 200 millimeters. More spots, most of northern Bangladesh, more than 100. A few spots to like 50 millimeters, but a few rare spots. Does show northeastern Bangladesh to 200 into northeastern India. So please stay safe in those areas. And shows this northern half of India here some very heavy rainfall, like 200 millimeters, 230 in the north and eastern India part near the Bay of Bengal. And for you to have an idea, just in the next 12 hours, like now it's June 18th, so until tomorrow afternoon, it shows to 184 millimeters, to like 179 because this low pressure system there now. So these rains are very serious. Please be careful. Shows more spots in northern India to 292, 208. New Delhi around 26. So a storm or two there, but nothing that concerning. Shows more spots around the Arabian Sea, and some spots western India to like 178, 173. So still some flooding concern in those areas. Still be careful. So be aware, but especially like into China, Myanmar, northeastern India, those areas there might get very concerning. There's the GFS, another model for Myanmar, a few spots there to northeastern India, more than 100, between India, Bangladesh, and Bhutan, close to 200. If you zoom in, it shows higher, so show like the GFS to 200, 209, a few spots, even Nepal more than 100. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful, those storms happening right now there in India to 149 on the GFS, and just next 13 hours already shows close to 100. So if you are listening to this video like right now, June 18th or June 19th, please stay safe. And shows like into China, the GFS has a lot, more than 200 southeastern China. If you zoom in, might possibly show close to like 300, 288 in a few spots. So especially be careful, those rivers might cause some dangerous flooding. The icon shows like these portions of central to eastern China, spots to like some 200, 100 meters, if this Wi-Fi works here, because it doesn't want to work right now, but it does show in Wuhan more than 100 meters, a few spots there. Here, it finally worked. So 144 to even to 300, like 303 in a few spots, 217, those towns central China and towards the east coast of China, just north of Shanghai, between Beijing and Shanghai, especially closer to Shanghai, those storms. So stay safe. The icon has in North Korea like more than 200 meters in North Korea too. So be careful in those areas. A few in South Korea, some rains, spots of Japan as well. Some 100 meters in a few spots. So stay safe in those areas. The icon in India is still on the west coast to 108 in Mumbai, but it does have northern India, especially like even southern Pakistan, a few spots northern India, more than 200 meters. So stay safe. Those downpours, they might get really serious. So be careful. Those areas, northeastern India to Myanmar, and just warn others. Be careful. Those storms. Watch out for flooding. And yeah, so be really careful those areas. There's another model just to get an idea, the Canadian model. So it does show for the rainfall too, like in accumulated precipitation. Let's put it until like Sunday, the 22nd. So the Canadian spots of China is even to like 300 millimeters, 300 to 400, a few spots, southern China. That bright yellow even is like more than 400. And it has widespread in central northern India, more than 100 to 200, and more spots in eastern China. So this might cause some very significant flooding. So stay safe in those areas. You can also see in this image this cold front in Russia, close to 100 meters, a few spots central Russia. So be careful those storms as well. So here shows like now a few storms northern Kazakhstan as well, a few fronts in Russia. Thursday, this low pressure around north central Russia, Kazakhstan. Be careful with some severe storms because out in those open plains, especially if there's some higher temperatures, they're not too high, just around 13, 17 degrees, but might go up more further east. So there's a possibility of some hail and some damaging winds in those storms. So be careful. Friday, Saturday, more spots, scared storms goes all the way from Russia to Mongolia. Scared storms central Russia. Saturday, Sunday still shows a few fronts central to eastern Russia to Kazakhstan. This is already next Tuesday. Still shows a few storms those areas. So please stay safe in those areas. And just a quick recap on the heat. It's already better since we last checked. And I even saw like some 52 degrees would possibly recorded in a few spots, but I'm not sure if that's correct. But now for this week, Thursday the 19th, today and tomorrow, shows a few spots to 47 degrees in Iran, Pakistan still to 46, 47. Those valleys very hot in Kazakhstan as well, close to 40. A few spots in China, to Mongolia. Not Mongolia, Mongolia is only the valleys, but yeah, in China into in southern Russia. And then Thursday, during the night, still cold in the Himalayas in those areas, so still be aware. And because it's very high, but it does show like Friday, the 20th, Saudi Arabia, Oman, more than 43 degrees, 45. Those valleys suddenly more than 48, even to 49. Some 45 in Pakistan, still close to 46. More spots in Iraq. So please stay safe. Those temperatures there still, and be careful. Friday, Saturday, this heat continues. A few days better, but a few days worse. So the European does shoot to 47 in Iraq by Sunday still. Those areas in Iran, 50 degrees in some valleys, possibly further to 49, a few spots 50 in Iran. So stay safe. The GFS is a similar thing, like the GFS is to Western Iran, close to 47, 48 spots in Saudi Arabia. The GFS is 48 in Oman. So stay safe. Sunday to Monday, there's still very hot. By Monday, the 23rd, this goes. The European area shows Western Iran to 48 Monday and as we're going to next week. So stay safe. Those temperatures still they're kind of warm in eastern China and a few spots in Japan they are mild, like mildish temperatures, slightly warm, and in Southeast Asia too. But yeah, stay safe in those areas. Be careful. Some gusty winds in a few spots, like a few valleys in Iran. Sometimes have gusty winds in northern Russia. A few lower pressures in Eastern Europe into Kazakhstan. Slightly higher winds Thursday, especially Friday in Kazakhstan, the 20th, and Belarus, spots of Ukraine, back in Europe, some higher gusts too. Saturday in Somalia, the Arabian Sea, and a few occasional gusts in the Sea of Japan or China to Mongolia. Saturday into Sunday, a few spots. So be aware in those areas. But yeah, there's the snow here as well. Shows in the Himalayas some still. This is just in the next 12 hours, right? It shows some northern Russia in the Himalayas. But 5 days until the 23rd shows more there in the Tibet Plateau, more spots in those mountains in China, more snow spots. Shows even to like some 15 to 20 centimeters, a few spots. And I don't know why this internet is so bad here, but shows more in Kyrgyzstan even to 30 centimeters, a few spots in China to like 32. So be aware, northernmost in Nepal and some mountains there in Kyrgyzstan into western China too. And even a mountain or two in Mongolia, but like very little in the Caucasus. Still shows slight probability of some snow in the Caucasus, northern Russia, and the Arctic. So be aware those areas and stay safe. Those heavy rains down in the tropics. No tropical cyclones expected in the next 7 days, but still some probabilities by week 2 and week 3 in the Western Pacific. So we're still watching. But does show those heavy rains in Indonesia to 100 millimeters a few spots, and it shows a few more spots southern Indonesia, in those tropical seas there, more than 100 millimeters. So stay safe near the Cocos island of Australia. Still shows some more storms between Indonesia and Cocos Island. So be aware. And just north of the Mariana Islands in the Western Pacific shows some rain. It does show a lot near the Solomon Islands as well. Next 5 days, so be aware, and more spots in the Philippines, those showers and storms as usual, but be aware, sometimes some heavier ones. The GFS also in the South China Sea, Malaysia, spots of Cambodia, into Thailand and southern Myanmar. I don't think I showed you southern Myanmar, so especially on the coast of Myanmar, and more spots southern Myanmar, and the other one, Nicobar Islands, some rain as well. So stay safe in those areas, please be careful.